Good morning. This webinar offers closed captioning. To enable closed captioning, click on the live transcript button on the bottom of your screen and choose your preferred method. Welcome to the City of Chicago Department of Business Affairs and Consumer Protection webinar. Please note any website or email that I mentioned will be posted in the chat box. For those seeking business licensing assistance, you can visit the Small Business Center at City Hall or call 312-74-GO-BIZ. Also, business licenses can be applied for or renewed online at chicago.gov/business licensing. The BACP Entrepreneur Certificate Program now has a new portal, and getting your certificate is as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1. Register for the BACP Entrepreneur Certificate Program. 2. Attend 6 free BACP webinars from the listed categories and receive credit after each. 3. Graduate from the program and receive your certificate. Graduating from the BACP Entrepreneur Certificate Program makes you eligible to apply for CIBC Bank USA's Entrepreneurial Loan Program. For full program details, visit chicago.gov/BACP certificate. For webinar calendar, please visit chicago.gov/BACP webinars. If you are already part of the program, your account will automatically reflect the credit for joining this webinar within 24 hours. Also, this webinar is being recorded and will be available at youtube.com/ChicagoBACP. I will post the mentioned information in the chat box. We encourage attendees to ask questions. Please use the chat box to send your questions. There will be a Q&A session at the end of the presentation. Please note that the views, information, and opinions expressed during this webinar are solely those of the presenter and do not necessarily represent the official policy or position of the Department of Business Affairs and Consumer Protection or the City of Chicago. Today's webinar will be Starting Your Business in Chicago, presented by 36 Squared Incubator, Business Incubator by Erika Gonzalez, Director of Program Management. Erika?
Thank you so much, Geraldine, for this great introduction. Good morning, everyone. I'm so excited. I'm happy to be here with you and guide you through this process. And I would like to introduce my colleague, Andrew Fogarty, who is in the call. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to raise your hand. Wow, virtually, because I don't see you. and please let us know you have any questions, put it in the chat, and then I can be answering as you are asking these questions or at the end of the session, whatever you prefer. I'm fine with that. So we're here today talking about starting your business in Chicago. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a business owner. My parents are entrepreneurs, and when my parents started make the decision about how can I start my restaurant business in Chicago, they were in many years ago. They didn't know where to start, and this is because sometimes we don't connect with the local organizations or we don't know about these programs because we sometimes we don't have the information or we just don't even know. Just as simply as that. So I'm so glad that the city is doing so much effort in making sure that all the community in Chicago learn about all the resources that are available, not only through them, but also through the partner organizations that work with the city. So I'm so glad that you are here because trust me, I want to walk you through the whole process of how you can start your business in Chicago and how you can make your dream a reality. So let's begin. So let me tell you about 36 Square. Uh, our 36 Square is an organization, it's a nonprofit organization, it's a business incubator where we empower entrepreneurs of all abilities to start, grow their business, or even if they want to transition their business. We provide personalized support in areas like access to capital, business planning, market research, and more. Like also you want to buy a property, a commercial property, we can help you with that and grants and many more things. Our goal is to boost our economic growth, foster innovation, and offer high quality resources and information to all, regardless of ethnicity, gender, background, or abilities. So we don't focus necessarily in people from with disabilities, but obviously is one of our biggest clientele. So regardless of the abilities, make sure that you reach out to us. This is our team. Once again, my colleague Andrew Fogarty, the founder and director. Dimitri Alexakos, Director of Economic and Strategic Initiatives. Naomi Rojas, our marketing and event coordinator, and me, Erika Gonzalez, the director of program management. And we are here to support you in anything related to your business. So, what are the things that we do at 36 Square? We offer free one-on-one business advising. We constantly are doing outreach to entrepreneurs of all abilities because, once again, we understand that not even though we have a lot of marketing, all the organizations, the city of Chicago, it still is hard to connect with the local organization. I understand that many of the business owners, the resource that they think about is just the alderman, which is great. Obviously, the alderman is there for the community, but also there are many nonprofit organizations that they can do things to support you in your business journey. So always connect to the local organization that you have close by. We also offer share workspace for entrepreneurs. We offer free business focused training and workshops. Once again, all the programs that we do is with focus in the needs that all the business entrepreneurs have. We are very honored and very happy to offer the annual Boost Awards for disabled entrepreneurs. Is when we provide a seed of funding for entrepreneurs with disabilities to either to start or grow or expand their business. So if you have or know any entrepreneurs with disabilities, make sure that you ask him to connect with us. So that way he or she or they know about the programs that we're offering. We have our annual Women Business Networking event, which is something that we're very proud because, once again, most of the entrepreneurs are females, believe it or not. So we are so happy to foster to have and host this event. So we are part of the City of Chicago Neighborhood Business Development Center. So thanks to the funding of the city, we're able to provide free advising to you. Also, we're part of the Illinois Small Business Development Center. So, regardless if your business is in the city of Chicago or in the suburbs or in any way, anywhere in the city, we're able to provide free business advising. We're part of the Cook County Source Business Support Organization, and we help you to get access to capital through our lender networking. As I tell you, usually if you go to a regular lender, regular bank, sometimes they deny business owners to have access to capital for different reasons. But it's less chance that if you go to a specific lenders that are focused on entrepreneurs, and we're going to be talking about that in a second. To start your business in Chicago, let me give you the overview. This is the overview and the checklist that we have for the business. It's important that you define what kind of business you want to start. So you have an idea and you wanna start a business. It's important that you define because sometimes you have so many ideas. I have like for example, there is some entrepreneurs that might think, oh, I wanna start a restaurant, but also I wanna start a trucking company. Okay, you can do both if you want, but it's important that you define and start with one, establish it, make it run, make it successfully, and then move to the next one. Because your mind is going to get so busy to your business that it's difficult to manage your business. It doesn't, I'm not saying that it's impossible, but it's obviously it's easier and it's better if you start with one, especially if this is your first time starting your business. So make sure that you define which business do you want and what are the things that you want to offer. Learn about all the resources that are available. I'm telling you, connect with the city. Make sure that you are always looking at the newsletter that the city has because they have such an amazing programs constantly. But also learn about other organizations. What are the classes that they are teaching? What are the workshops and webinars? Also, keep connected with us because we have all that for you too. Um, you need to write a business plan. We say that many entrepreneurs are like, I know how to do it, I'll just do it. Obviously, it's fine. But if you write your business plan, it will take is a moment for you to start thinking and analyzing the process and steps that you're going to deliver in your business. Because we say, oh, I'm gonna start selling jello. Okay, you start selling jello, but you have to start thinking about when, where, how, what do you need, etc. So it's important, like with the business plan, it's going to help you structure your business so that way when you are uh, ready to go or launch your business, you have a plan, you have a strategy. So that's the point about writing your business plan, and we can help you with that. Get funding for your business. obviously you want to start your business, you need funding to buy equipment, to start selling whatever you want to sell, or any services that you want to offer. You need equipment, you need money, you need marketing, you need etc. So it's important that you get funding for your business. Define your business structure. I'm going to talk about briefly about all the structure. I mean, the most common structures that we had, but obviously we always encourage you to speak with a lawyer, business lawyer, or an accountant, because the accountant can tell you, okay, they can go specific because of the taxes, because of the business that you are doing. You know, every business has different specific needs that they have towards taxes, or specific things that are needed towards licensing. So it's important that once again you speak with a lawyer or accountant to help you define the best structure for your business. So not because you hear, oh, my friend told me that open an LLC, that's the best option for you. Because once again, it's depending of the structure of the business that you need for the business that you are doing. After you define the business structure, you are going to need to obtain your business IEN number, which is kind of a social security number for your business. You need to open a business checking account, because that way you can centralize all the revenues and expenses that you will have in your business. And after that, you can start the process to obtain your business license, which is very important in the city of Chicago and all cities. So even though you are in the suburbs, you say, "Oh no, I don't need a business license." Yes, you do. That's why you need to speak with the municipality or the city hall in each area. So make sure that you do all this process, so that way you don't get in trouble, get ticket, or even you can get banned from the city or from any other suburbs. You don't have your business license, so it's important that you do that step too. And after you have all the resources, start your business, go for it. And once again, I'm emphasizing again to connect with your local organizations and do it at any point. If you have the idea and you don't know how to define it, make sure you connect with your local organization, uh, they specialize in business, obviously, because that way they can guide you, they can give you support, they can give you resources and things that you need and for to start your business. So let's go deep into the checklist that we have. So now you have an idea. You say, "Oh, I want to start my business and I'm very excited about it." But how do you start it? Right? We have to start, like, you look at the image. I love this image because you have to think about so many things. And you say, "Oh, I want to sell my favorite rice pudding recipe." Okay, but how you are going to do it? What is the process that you have into this? So you have to start thinking about, do a market research. Like, is the product that people wants to have it? Um, how many people will be interested in the product or service that you are offering? What is the income range on and employment rate for this area where you want to start offering your services, right? Who is going to be your target audience? What is the location where you're going to be start doing this business? Are you going to do it online? Are you going to their houses? Are there people coming to you? How you are going to structure this kind of business? Um, what is the pricing that you're going to be offering in the product or services that you are going to be selling? Like, it's important that you do a research. Like, for example, you say, well, I want to make a sandwich store or a restaurant, I mean, and I'm going to be selling and focusing on sandwiches. Okay, that's great. What is the area where you're going to start your business? Your sandwich business is going to be close to a Subway, to a Jimmy John's, or any other one, or you are going to be close out far away, or you are going to be in an area where there is no sandwiches. Think about where is the best area for you. What is the best need, or the area that has the need for this specific business? Okay, so what are the costs, right? Or it's another thing that you have to think about it, like when you are just in the planning phase, right? You have your idea, you are defining your idea, you are doing your market research to see if you do it in the correct place. You should establish your business, your beauty salon in this specific block, or you need to go to another neighborhood, etc. And the second step is like you need to start thinking about what are the costs that it's going to take you. Like if you are doing a brick and mortar place, you need to have a space, how much it's going to cost you, what are the expenses that I'm going to have, the utilities, license, the permits, the insurance, how much is going to cost me the lawyer or the accountant, if I need inventory for this specific product that I'm offering or service. If I'm going to hire employees, how much I have to allocate for my employee salaries. I'm spending any money in marketing and advertising. Am I spending any money for my market research? What are the things that I need to do? And how much is going to cost me, right? Obviously, you have to take advantage on everything that costs you less, minimum, or no money, but sometimes you still need to pay for things. So it's important that you outline all these expenses. Like you need to bring any materials, and if you have to create your website, etc. So this is a template, or just an example, not a template, an example. Like you have to start lining out like what are the expenses, so you can see at the end of the all outlines that you have done how much you need, right? Because if you don't have any idea how much you are gonna need, you are going to need for this business, it's gonna be very difficult for you. Because sometimes we think, oh, okay, I'm gonna be selling just rice pudding. You are like, okay, or cookies, whatever you prefer. I'm gonna be selling these cookies, but what do I need? Oh, I can use my house oven. I can use uh, all the ingredients that I have at home, but it's gonna cost you, right? You have to pay for the electricity. You have to make sure that you have the adequate oven. But also, I something that I recommend, and I'm just making like a quick parenthesis. If you are selling products that are edible, make sure that you go to a shared kitchen and try not to do it at home. I know sometimes the city, I believe they open a program during COVID, but make sure that the city allows you to do that. Once again, because remember, if somebody gets sick because of the products that you're making, they're going to blame your kitchen. So it's important that you do in a professional and a well-equipped space that is sanitized constantly and that has all the things that you need to make this cooking and that is approved by the city. So that's why I encourage you to think about that, right? I know many small businesses start from home, but it's important that you are having that consideration because that is going to protect you too. Is making things from home is a liability. So it's important that you consider the steps and the necessary things so that way you're not getting in trouble. Okay. So once again, going back. So make sure that you're outlining all the expenses that you are overseeing. Like once again, the cookie example, like what are the elements that you need to buy for your inventory for the cookies. It's just the cookies, but maybe you need to buy the packing, maybe you need to buy stickers, maybe you need to buy boxes, napkins. Think about if you are selling to another business or you are selling like transportation. There are so many things that sometimes we overlook because if it's especially if it's the first time that you are having a business, it's important that you are paying attention to those expenses that really deeply think about each expenses. Okay, and we can happily send you this. You can do a screenshot, or when you get the access to the video, you will be able to just outline these expenses that are just an example. Once again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to interrupt me, unmute yourself, or raise your hand, and then you can let me know. Okay, I have a question on the chat. It says, I have a great passion for hospitality industry. I am a restaurant manager in an Indian restaurant downtown and studying hospitality management at Kendan College. My question is, how do I find a good business lawyer in Chicago? Okay, the thing about lawyer is that you might be able to find there is a Chicago Law Project, and they can probably give you reference, but it's hard to refer to a specific lawyer because it might be working for one person, but maybe it's not working for you or with somebody else. So it's important that you look for lawyers in Chicago and then look for their reviews and check with two to three different lawyers and have a consultation with them and choose the one that makes you feel more comfortable. Choose the one that is going to give you the information that is going to be in constant communication with you and the one that you feel more comfortable with. Okay. Okay, so helpful resources for starting your business, right? There are many organizations and many programs that the city and state have available for you. So we have the Illinois Small Business Development Centers that are statewide. We have the Illinois International Trade Center. So if you have a product that you would like to sell internationally, it's important that you connect with them because they can help you through the whole process and how you can do that. Trademark, uh, um, exportation, currency, etc. They can help you to all the process. They are experts. They are trained to help you with this process. The Illinois Procurement Technical Assistance, Big Tech. Now they call IPEX. Sorry, I forgot to change it. Outdated. They used to be called KTAC, but now they're called Apex. So these Apex are organizations like us, and they help you with any process to get your minority certification. They can help you with contracts with the government. So it's important that they help you with this process because it's very technical. So Cook County Source Program is another program that the county has for all the businesses that are within the county. Obviously, the important one right now is the Chicago Neighborhood Business Development Centers, NBDC. There is a lot of regional business center, Cook County Small Business Source, Chicago City Hall, a floor. So once again, the city of Chicago, they offer the resources also in person. You can go to the city hall to have if you have any questions or you need support with your business, they will happy to help you. The City of Chicago Leader Program is a program that is for manufacturing. Is industrial and rotation initiative that is going to help you to make sure that you have a manufacturing or you have a big storage that they call bodega or a place where you are, creating like a products that you sell wholesale around the neighborhoods or the community. They're able to help you to find any additional resources for your business. The SBA, Small Business Administration, SCORE, and Chicago libraries. The Chicago libraries, they have resources also for you. So once again, there is a lot of programs that are available through citywide and statewide. Now that you have your idea, now that you have defined your idea, now that you understand your costs, it's important that you start with your business plan. The business plan is, once again, is like the roadmap for your business. It's like a blueprint. So if you do that, once again, it doesn't have to be too fancy or too complicated, but it has to have the details and information that you need to make your business a reality. Because it's like writing a recipe. You have to have the ingredients, but also you have to have the steps, right? So it's the same thing, the business plan. You have to start thinking and deeply thinking about the business. So the business plan has to have an executive summary. So I'm gonna talk to you briefly about what is the in general the structure of the business plan. So you have to create the executive summary, and the executive summary briefly tells the reader what is your business about and why it will be successful. It will include your mission statement, your vision statement, the product, the service, the basic information about your business, who is going to be in charge of what, how many employees you are going to have, allocation. And also, it's important that you include a financial information. Like once again, it's a high level summary, right? So anybody can, like, you go to a lender and you say, "Oh, well, this is my business plan. That's why I'm looking for a loan." If they see the executive summary, they can say, okay, let me learn more because you are telling the most important information. The keywords is a summary, right? So you don't have to make like the 3 pages for the executive summary. Should be a paragraph, more or less. You have to have a good definition about the description of your business. The company description provides detailed information about your company. Go in a little more detail because now you have the space to do that, right? what are the problems that you are, or what are the things you are planning to solve with your business? Usually a business is the one that gives a solution. Like for example, you want to open again your sandwich business. Well, you can tell in the community where I want to establish this business, there is no sandwich place that I can offer this kind of food. It brings cultural. So what is the impact that your business is going to do with the business that you're going to bring into this specific community, right? um, who will be the customers, what is the organization that you're going to establish, etc., etc., and what are your company plans to serve. Organization and management. Who is going to be leading the business, right? Who is going to be in charge of what? How your company is going to be structured. It's important that you describe the legal structure. I'm going to talk to you in briefly in a little bit about the legal structure of the business. Are you going to be a sole proprietorship? Are you going to have a C corporation, a small corporation, LLC, etc.? So it's important that you list that, and who's going to be managing what, who's going to be leading what. That's important for this business plan. Marketing and sales. There is no single way to approach marketing strategy, right? Is we can say we wish we had the magic wand that explains, oh, okay, this is the strategy that you need to apply, right? But no, every business is unique, every business is different. And as you have seen, things have been changing from something that we were talking briefly earlier. It's like how things have changed, especially after COVID. So there is one way of doing business before COVID, and there is another way of doing business after COVID. Now is something that is nice, is nice, but it's something that we never thought that we will have, like influencer job. Nowadays, having influencer in your business is very important because that is what brings people into your business, right? So it's important that you have to think about, like, who is going to be my influencer in my business? It's going to be me. It's going to be somebody from my family. I'm going to hire somebody, or who is going to be in charge of doing the posts in social media. Now, social media is the yellow pages of the older days, or is the newspaper of the older days. So we have to adapt, right? We have to learn about things. And as a business owner, you pivot into the things that you have to do because you want your business to continue striving, to continue surviving. So you have to write it down. You have to put that in your business plan. What is the marketing and sales strategy that you have for your business? So it's important that you think about how you are going to attract customers so you can have sales into your business. Funding requests. You are asking for funding. This is where you outline the funding requirements. Like specify how much do you need, what do you need it for, like what is your projections to pay the money back, what are your projections for your sales. Like for example, you are selling this specific product or service, how much you are intending to do, like probably in a month, in 6 months, in a year. What are your goals? What is going to be your benchmark, etc. So it's important that you outline the expenses that you're going to have and how you're going to get that money back, and how you're going to cover. You will be able to cover uh for money, right? Like you are asking for to a lender about this. Financial projections. I just mentioned that. Like, what are the projections that you have in your business? How do you know how much you are going to be making in your business? Obviously, you say, well, Erica, I'm just starting my business, so I don't know. Like, but, and I understand that's completely fine. But for example, you say, well, if I have this expense, many of the business owners and entrepreneurs, they start the business. One of the reasons is because of the passion that they have about the things that they want to accomplish. But the second thing is to get financial independence, because you don't want to be under anybody else giving you orders about the things that you want to do, right? But so that's the point about these financial projections. Like, okay, if my goal is to leave my regular job because I'm going to start my business, is because you are going to be able to support your personal business and the business itself. Because having a business is like having another child. You have children. So you have to start making it grow, helping it grow, start, doing everything that you need to make the business, strive and get known. Like you have to make it, help it grow. and give all the resources that it needs and the time that it needs. So it's important that you start thinking like, okay, if I'm doing this, I'm projecting that I'm gonna have these making these revenues at the end of the 6 months or the end of the year. But it's not that, oh, my projections is gonna be like I'm gonna make $1 million in 6 months. It's something that is not might not be realistic depending of the products and service that you offer. So be realistic about how much do you think you might be selling. Establish benchmark. Start making sure that you are getting a good financials management for your business because that is going to help you with the projections. So it's important that you include income statements, balance sheet, cash flow statements, and usually they ask for 3 to 5 years. But obviously, you're starting your business. You make sure that you are keeping record. Make sure that you do, if possible, a profit and loss statement every month. I did a video about that. So look into the city website and look for how to make your profit and loss easy. It's my commercial right now. So, but trust me, when I was a restaurant owner, it was so difficult for me to start paying attention to the financials because I was so overwhelmed at that moment because I didn't have order from the beginning. But now I realize that I wish I knew what I know right now, so I would be able to manage even better my business. Because the financial is one of the most important things that you need to do in your business. Once again, sometimes we are led by the passion about the things that we're doing, and we're forgetting that the purpose of doing business is because we want to achieve a good revenues, a good profits. Profits and revenues are not the same. So the profit is the money that is left after you pay everybody and everything that you need to pay. So it's important that you pay attention to this. So the profit as the is the key, right? Is the goal that you want to achieve. But once again, if you want more information about this, make sure you connect with us. So it's important that you list all the financial projections for your business to get access to capital. In the appendix is if you want to attach any letter of support from the alderman or the license, the permits, like you're patenting any of your products that you have, any legal documents, permits, etc. So that's the general or the main concepts of the business plan, but obviously it goes in detail when you start working on this. Now we're moving to access to capital. As I mentioned earlier, it's important that you have access to capital so your business can move, right? Because it's only not with dreams how you move your business, but you need to have funding for you to start your business. So there are many ways, but the main ones that I'm going to be talking about right now is this. So there is micro lenders like Allies for Community Business, the Women Business Development Center, and CIBC Bank. Remember that I mentioned it, like you go, sometimes you go to Chase, hey, Chase, I need 15,000 or $20,000. They say, sure, fill out the application. But sometimes they say they deny you because many lenders like them, they're looking for um, loans to give, right? Like something that is going to give you good profit. And small loans, they're not making too much profit. So sometimes that's why they reject you. Not because they don't like you, it's because they are looking for bigger profits. So once again, it's important that you connect with Allies for Community Business, the Women Business Development Center or CIBC. And if you need support, we can help you with that. We can help happily give you an introduction to them so that way they can support you with this process. Another way of getting funding is crowdfunding, right? Like Kiva, Kickstarter, or GoFundMe. Like you don't want to get a loan, but you really believe in your idea and you prefer to do any process like crowdfunding or any of these programs that are available, go for it. Is many people is like to support many business ideas through all these programs. So explore them. That's a good way for you to also get another option for funding. And community banks. There are many community banks. Once again, not big names, but your local bank, the bank that has been there for many years. They love to engage with community and they love to support a small business. So make sure that you reach out to them. Some examples is community banks, PNC Bank. They work with a small business. BMO Harris Bank also work with the small business besides the obviously the local banks. And Huntington Bank, they have different programs for a small business. So reach out to these lenders so maybe you can get like a good chat with them. Now, what I talked to you about before, right? Establish your business structure. In order for you to form your business, there are many options that you have. Obviously, there are resources that are for free, but there are others that you have to pay for. So Illinois.gov is a process that you can do online, and it will be just the cost of the structure, establishing your business. LegalZoom is another option that can help you through the process. Inkfile.com is another way. An attorney, which is something that I recommend you, or an accountant. Once again, they are the experts. But once again, make sure that you trust these people that you're working on. Once again, not because somebody refers you, but you talk to these people and you feel that they're not paying attention to me, or I don't feel comfortable to them. Don't do business with them if you are not feeling comfortable. One of the most important relationship that you have to have is with your accountant, especially. The lawyer, you don't need it too much, especially you are doing everything the right way. But with the accountant, is like your right hand, because they have to help you like uh allocating your expenses in the best way, so you can report properly to the IRS. Because if you don't report properly to the IRS, you are going to get in trouble. You might be able to get like fines or penalties if you are not doing things the correct way. So it's important that you trust your accountant. Okay, so the reach out for an accountant. So the structures that are available: sole proprietorship. So you can start your business as a sole proprietor, but right now you have advantages and disadvantages. So this structure, right, is just go to the city hall to get your business license and say, "Oh, I'm a sole proprietorship, and I want to start my business." So this form of business structure includes an easy information, because you just can literally just call the IRS and tell them that you are going to be doing you're establishing your business, so they connect your social security number to your business, or your ITN to your business, right? Or the disadvantages is that includes less access to capital and financial resources, right? Because they say, well, it's a sole proprietorship, so he can just stop doing this business any moment that he or she wants. Um, but the most concerning things for me is that it offers you less protection. A corporation protects your business because it creates like a unique entity for your business, and a sole proprietorship is like linked to you directly, which is nothing wrong, obviously. But a corporation separates a little bit your business from your personal, and in case any issues happen, if you're being sued or anything, and with the insurance that you have is not enough, they can go against your property, your personal property, and you don't want that. We want to make sure that you are informed about the things that you need to, the pros and cons about this structure, because that way you will be able to protect your family and protect the things that you've been working for. So once again, it doesn't mean that it's going to happen, but once again, I want to give you the option so that you are protected. Okay. See, it goes through the personal home assets. Okay, limited liability company is a very popular. People say open an LLC. Oh, just open an LLC. But as I mentioned before, um, you have to talk to your accountant, because depending on the business that you are starting, um, that is going to give you the best structure for your business. An LLC provides you the owners with limited liability, but also you have you different responsibilities, right? Is well suited for any type of business, with the exception of banking and insurance, which is prohibited by the law, right? For example, if you are you have a farm, you have agriculture services, mining, and things like that. Um, you can establish an LLC, but once again, just for the purpose of the business, I encourage you to speak with an accountant or a lawyer about what is the best option. Once again, you are able to do it yourself if you want, but I encourage you to get the advice from the person that is expert in these areas. A C corporation is another one that is very popular, right? The corporation, I think the advantage that you have with the corporation is it is a legal entity that's separate from its owners. Like, for example, um, you are doing your own business and you want to structure what is totally independent from any other business that you have. C corporation is one of the best ways to do this. But this one, because it's a known entity, obviously it has its own tax. It receives tax for the profits and tax for the sales that they're making. So corporation offer the strongest protection to its owners from personal liability, but the cost for the corporation is higher than other structures. When you do it yourself, it's not too expensive. So, but still, you get the protection. So that's the difference, right? That the LLC and the offers a limited liability, but this one is more. It has one of the best protections for the businesses, right? Like unlike sole proprietors and partnerships and LLCs, corporations pay income tax to their profits, as I just mentioned. So that's why it's called that the corporation is being taxed double because it's for the profit and with the dividends, with the sales that they make. So an S corporation. So just the pro so you know. So an LLC and a C corporation, you can either one transform into a small corporation. And this is a special type of corporation that is designed to avoid the double taxation. So this one helps you that is still, if you have a corporation or you have your LLC, instead of paying for the profits, paying taxes for the profits, it will move to your personal revenue or your personal income, any profits that you have in your business. So that's why you are avoid the double taxation. But once again, check with your accountant because they can explain you better than me. The S corporation must file a separate form, so you have to establish the corporation and then fill another form with the IRS to notify the IRS that you are becoming a small corporation. Okay. So to obtain your business license, so now you have your corporation, you get your IEN. So let me go back. I just realized I forgot to include the IRS portion. So let me tell you. So you form your corporation after you decide. Well, I'm gonna have a small corporation. Okay. So you establish your small corporation. So the next step is to start your get your IN number. The IN number is a free number that the IRS will assign to your corporation, and you can do it directly at the irs.gov, and that number is going to be linked to your social security or IT number, and that number is going to be the number that you're going to use to start opening a business account, checking account, and for all things that are required that is related to your business. So to start your business, you need to form out the structure, which is selecting what company structure you need to have, and then after that you are going to get your IN number, which is a 9 digits, that is a number that is for your business. And after that, you can open your checking account. So once you have these three items, corporation or a sole proprietorship, if you decide to, IAN number. So the IAN number is you are a sole proprietorship. And you say, well, okay, I don't want to be using my social security number. So you just go to the irs.gov and get your IAN number for your sole proprietorship. So that way you can get your business number that is associated with the business that you're doing as a proprietorship. And then after that, open your business checking account. I always encourage all business owners to open, doesn't matter if you sell elotes or you sell bread or cookies or any business that you have. Make sure you open a business checking account because that's important that you streamline everything that is related to your business. Keep it in one account. Only the business. Don't mix it with the personal. Because otherwise it's a mess when you want to do the taxes, and it's a mess when you want to separate whatever you did with your business and when you did with your personal. And another parenthesis that I'm making, when you start your business, make sure you pay yourself, assign yourself a salary something that is reasonable with your business, because if you don't pay yourself, you are going to take extra money from your business. So make sure you do that. It's another mistake that I did. So I don't want you to do that. So after you got your structure, business structure, your IN number, and you got your checking account, go to the process of obtaining your business license. Go to the City of Chicago BACP, Business Affairs Consumer Protection, at the chicago.gov city and departments of BACP. So there you will have the website where they will give you the resources for the how to start and obtaining your business license. And I'm gonna tell you what are the steps that you need to take. So to obtain your business license, obtain your business registration and documents, which is a corporation structure, business structure, a IN number, and checking account. Those are the business registration and documents that you need. Submit your application. The application you can do it online, or you can go to the city hall at the 8th floor. If you are doing a brick and mortar business, you need to get a zoning approval. It's very important that the city of Chicago, they have specific rules about what kind of business are going to be open during the specific location. Like, for example, you want to open a beauty salon. Okay, within a block or within specific distance, you're not able to open a max. They have a maximum amount of beauty salons that they can open there. So it's important that you get the zoning approval for you to even start making like signing the lease. Because, for example, you say, well, I want to establish my beauty salon, but there is like three beauty salons already established in my block. Do you think that the city is going to let you do that? So it's important that you check that. Complete the application. Complete the application process that once again is in the BICP portal. Pay your license for your license. Once the city process your business license, they're going to send an inspector to make sure that you have the structure, the equipment, everything that you need to run your business. Remember, the inspectors are people who is trained and certified to verify that the things that you need to have in your business are adequate for the business that you want to open or establish. And that's important. I know it might be like so annoying, but it's important. And I want you to understand that the purpose of having an inspector going to your business and that they check is for your own protection too. It's something that we don't see it, right? Because we are just like, oh my God, this inspector is not giving me the license, it's giving me just so much trouble. But believe it or not, it's for your protection and for your clients. The inspector wants to make sure that you have everything that you need so you don't have any problems in the future. Trust me, they have a lot of experience about bad businesses or businesses that go wrong. So make sure also feel free to ask him questions. Feel free about asking additional things that you need to know about your business that are related to the license. Okay. Once you pass the license inspections, make sure that you don't have any holes in with the city. Like you don't have any parking tickets, you don't have any water holes, like you're paying your water and disposal properly, and you don't have any holes with the city. After that, you will receive your after everything is fine, you pass the zoning, you pay for your license, and you pass the inspection, you will get your business license certificate. And make sure that you highlight or make a note about how often you need to renew your business license. Because everything depends on what kind of industry you are that you need to renew your business license. Here are some helpful links for your business. IllinoisSOS.gov, SBA.gov, IRS.gov. So all of these are helpful resources, are links for those directly to the government portals where you can get your information that you need for your everything that you need for your business. So once again, connect with your local organization so you don't have to go through all of this by yourself and just be wandering around like you're doing the right steps or not. Because that's why we're here for. That's why we're getting funding for. All the local organizations, business support organizations are here for you. So that way you don't have to do everything directly in City Hall, because I understand it's not easy to go and speak with somebody live, especially you live far away or the north side or the far in the south. it's not easy, especially downtown, right? So make sure that you reach out to your local organization. Nowadays you can have virtual calls, phone calls, so make sure you connect with everybody and always stay connected with the city because they have a lot of resources for you. If you need to reach out to us, please visit our website at www.36business.org and learn about the programs and services that we offer. Here is our contact information or emails. Emails is the best bet than the phone calls because sometimes if we're in a meetings, like right now, if somebody calls me, I'm not going to say hello. I'm in a meeting right now. So it's important that you send us an email because it's easier for us to get back to you. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me or any of my team. Thank you so much again for your attention, for your time to be here in this um, webinar. So you have any questions, I'm open to any questions. Sorry that I was not able to see the chat. So because either I do the presentation or I start looking at the chats at the questions.
No worries. Thank you so much for a great presentation. We do have some questions that came in.
Sure.
First one, what is a good way to estimate the cost of employment? Like how to estimate the cost of payroll, et cetera?
That's a really good question. So check with your accountant. Like for example, are you planning to pay the minimum wage, right? How many employees do you have? The accountant, because that's a little difficult to tell because every individual fill up a form, right? And they say how many dependents they have, right? Or if they don't have zero dependents. So obviously the withholdings are different. However, just in a general concept, the business owner has to pay around 18%. 18% about taxes.
Okay, great. What can be done if you had an EIN number and are trying to re-obtain it?
You can reach out to the IRS. You can send them a chat, or you can call them, and the number that they have, they will answer. They will answer. And also, they have, I believe, steps for you to look into the IN number. They ask you to do a process. I believe they might be asking you to to complete a form and mail it back, so that way you can get your IN number again.
Great, thank you. When I think about market research, I think about interviewing and surveys. Is there a different approach than interviewing and surveys?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Sure, no problem. When I think about market research, I think about interviewing and surveys. Is there another approach?
Yes. Market and research, when you want to see what is going on in your business, walk around the area where you want to establish your business. If you get a chance, visit the businesses that are in the area, like, for example, the laundromat, check in the grocery store that is close by. Pay attention to what kind of people is shopping, what is the average amount that they spend in the community. Also many of the local organizations, they can tell you what is the community income, right? That will help you to find out, like, if I'm offering this product, like for example, I want to sell like designer purses. Is this a good area for me to sell these purses? Because is the community able to afford this kind of purses that I want to sell? So that way you can see what is the average spending in the community. So it's another approach for market research.
Great. I have a question. What is recommended to use when projecting future revenue?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
What is recommended to use when projecting future revenues?
What is recommended to use? So you want to project, you want to know what is the projections that you want to have in your business. It's important that you keep record. First, you need to start establishing like record every month, like how much I'm selling. That's why I say it's important that you do your profit and loss, right, Andrew? So they do the profit and loss statement. So that way you can say, am I selling? I'm not selling. What adjustments do I have to do every month? Uh-huh. Andrew?
Yeah, if I could just weigh in on that a little bit. We're a big advocates of starting small, okay? Because if you're doing financial projections and you're probably going to a lender if you've started with a small cookie business, you've been selling to some farmers markets, then you'll have a record. You know what you did one summer with one cookie, and then in the fall with 2 cookies. You'll have a record, and from that record, you'll be able to extrapolate out and go to the lender and give you some idea. Also, for market research and for projections, go to your local library. Get a Chicago Public Library card, and they have a lot of business resources that'll be able to tell you data from other businesses, how they are doing. And you can once again use that. If every other pizza shop has increased their sales by 8% for the past 4 years, then we can guess that your pizza shop is going to increase it for 8% in the next 4 years. So thanks for letting me weigh in there, Erica.
Great. And there's also a revision to that question. It is when preparing a business plan. So what is recommended to use when projecting future revenues when preparing a business plan? So I don't know if that changes the answer at all, but just to add on.
Andrew, run away from this one.
Sorry, no, I'm back. It's essentially the same answer. If you're starting a business from scratch, then you want to do research, industry research. You want to go talk to the local your alderman's office, the local community economic development community groups, and use the data you gain from them. Once again, it's an educated guess. You don't know exactly, but you're making an educated guess. And again, start small. That way your mistakes will be small. You'll be able to make adjustments. And when you're up and running smooth, lenders will look at you, with a more seriously. Also, you're going to sleep better at night if you don't have like a $500,000 loan hanging over your head and you're not doing any business.
Great, thank you. Next question: how much should you pay yourself? They're asking in a catering business, but I would think a question could be, how do you determine how much to pay yourself in any type of your business?
Okay, usually depending of the industry, according to research by the U.S. Department of Labor, they were saying that usually for retail is between 25 to 30% of the revenues, right? The whole revenue. So for a catering, usually it's about 1/3 of the revenue. So the way I say it, to make it simple. So if you hire professionals to your business, for example, a construction company hires somebody that knows about drywall, for example. Obviously, the percentage for the project, per se, that way, it should not go over 50%. Like you have a trucking company, you have a specific drivers, right? Should not go over 50%. Like you have a restaurant or retail, it should be around 30%, like between 25 to 30%. So the expenses for salaries should not go over 50%. But it should be, once again, depending on the industry, but especially for those who have, who offer product and service, they should go around 30%, no more than that. You offer a service, like, once again, trucking company or some specific people with specific skills, should be no more than 50%, because you have to have a space because you are hiring people with the skills, it means that you need less inventory, right? So you should give some room for inventory. Like, for example, the trucking company, they need the drivers who have those skills, so they invest less. Like, for example, the items that they need, it can go within 10%, which is some a specific inventory that is not too much. Compared to a restaurant, for example, a restaurant has to pay around 30% in inventory and another 30% in labor. So it should not go 60%. So combine the inventory with the labor should not surpass the 60%.
Okay, great. Thank you. Are you able to use virtual address for business running from inside your home?
That's a good question.
So that depends actually on what type of business it is, and also the city where you're doing it. In reality, a lot of people just do that. They throw up a website. They have they start doing commerce, And it may or may not be entirely legal depending on where you are. In Chicago, you will probably need some type of business license. And for certain types of businesses, you will definitely need a physical address, and you should make sure you're zoned correctly to do that. So I guess the summary is it depends on what type of business you're doing.
And I did put that information for business licensing in the chat. So it's
Great.
chicago.gov/business licensing. You could visit the 8th floor at City Hall, our small business center, or call 312-74-GO-BIZ for licensing questions.
By the way, I'm a big fan of the 8th floor at City Hall.
Oh, great.
You guys do a good job, and you can go there and you can make an appointment online, I believe. And you can also go there. If you go there early in the morning, you won't have to wait more than, in my experience, 20 minutes, a half hour to talk very directly to somebody who will give you good answers.
Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate the compliment. Next question. We have 2 small restaurants. We are very active in social media, but people keep complaining about our service and giving us a 1-star in Google. How do we turn this around? Service does not need improvement. We are aware. Service does need improvement. We are aware, but how do we do this? And good morning, everyone.
That's a really good question. I think it's a nowadays, once again, social media reviews are very important. And sometimes people, they do that intentionally because they're looking for an answer. One of the recommendations that I can give you is make sure that you reach out to the person that is giving you the bad review and tell her, oh, and give some brief explanation. And if you are able to get like a contact conversation with that person, do it. Try to have a direct conversation so they can give you the feedback. Something else that you can do is do surveys. Instead of people leaving reviews, as like a brief questionnaire or survey. Hey, I would like to know what are the, so you need to find out what is specifically they're saying about the service. What is wrong with the service? In your perspective, your team might be doing a great job, but if you are getting constant bad reviews, something is wrong, something that you are not seeing. Find out what are the things that they're not seeing and try to overcome that. Try to turn it around. Because if you're receiving those constantly, it's because something's happening. Maybe you might have one of the best employees, something that is very common. Maybe you might feel that, oh, I had the best waitress, for example, and she's really good because she does the service really fast, but maybe she's not as polite as you think she is with the customers, right? But in your perspective, she's a really good employee, but maybe with the customers, she's not. So it's important that you understand why is the main issue so that way you can take action. Because if you are guessing or is your word versus your customers, at the end, your customers are the ones that are not coming back. So it's important that you identify what is the issue so you can resolve it. And one of the tactics is do a survey.
If I could also say, one way to battle bad reviews is with good reviews. So
Yes.
if you can somehow incentivize your good customers, your good clients to give you good reviews, certainly fix whatever the problem is, but you want to bump those bad reviews further down the list.
Agree, 100%.
Great,
But if you
thank
need more information, make sure that you reach out to us, send us an email, and maybe we can have one-on-one and we can help you identify what the issue is.
Yeah, Erica, you could put your email in the chat. That would be great.
Yes, I'll put it right now. Any more questions?
Coming in. Do you offer advice and services for nonprofits and for hospitality industry?
Andrew?
Okay. So officially, no for nonprofits, but if you contact us, obviously we're in a nonprofit, and we'll be happy to assist you in whatever way that we can. But as an organization, we help for-profit small businesses start up. And I think the question was, what about a hospitality?
Yeah, and actually they're also asking how to tap into nonprofit networks. So the question is more, how do you network? Do you have any suggestions on how to network with other nonprofits?
Yeah, I would pretty much every chamber of commerce, every economic development organization, they're typically regional. For example, if you go to the City of Chicago's website and you just look for the NBDCs, there's going to be a long list of nonprofits, typically by neighborhood or some with their different specialities, and all of them have events off and on. So that's very simple to network in with nonprofits. Would you agree, Erica?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
What are a few questions about, obviously this webinar is more for people who are opening their business in Chicago, but we do get people from all over who attend the webinars, and they wanted to know if any of these rules, regulations, and advice you're giving would be applied to other states. So what is local rule and what is general?
Okay. Like what I have seen is that obviously every state and city has its own rules, right? But something that is for sure is important that you structure your business, right? From corporation, small corporation, LLC, or sole proprietorship, that's for sure. IRS number, that's for sure. Bank account, that's for sure. That's something that you need for sure. And then the business license, obviously, with the municipality that you go to and the or the city that you're going to, they're going to tell you what are the specific way or things that they need about business. Maybe some cities, maybe it's not necessary to have zoning because they want to attract more businesses. It's just an example. It doesn't mean that it's happening. Right, Andrew?
Yeah, and if I could just add, the SBA funds small business development centers. We're one. There's a number of them in the city and the state, but they're available all across the country.
Yes.
So whatever state that you're in, I would recommend that you could either go to sba.gov and look for local assistance, or just Google SBDC plus your zip code. You should come up with a small business development center near you that's going to give you local assistance in starting your business. If I could just also add that the SBA.gov, you'll find business plan templates that we frequently use. They're in Word format, so you can just download them and edit them for your own business. And they also, I believe that the startup expense worksheet that you saw is an SBA template, and you should be able to get that for free from SBA.gov also.
So exactly. So
Great.
as you can see, there's a lot of resources from everywhere.
Yes,
City, state,
definitely.
federal, local.
Great, thank you. I'll give everyone another minute to put in their questions. The zoning questions and the licensing questions, I would definitely just go to the City of Chicago's website. I would come down to the 8th floor like Andrew suggested, call 312-74-GO-BIZ. Those are very specific and dependent on your business activity, so I would definitely reach out. Getting lots of thank yous.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great job.
Thank you. I saw one question that is, how do you know your business is in the right zone? Obviously, you go to some of the local organizations, they might be able to help you. If not, go straight to the city hall and ask them for the type of business that you want to start and that you want to verify if the business that you want to establish is in the correct zone. They will ask you for the specific address. Like once again, as I mentioned before, try to check if the business is is zone in the area is zoning for the business that you have, but they need a specific address. You don't necessarily have to have the contract with the landlord or buy the property, but check before you establish your business, so that way you avoid any issues.
Perfect. Great. Thank you.
Could I
Thank you.
just say one thing real quick? I see that we have Crystal Rojas and also Francis Wallace attending. If they could both put their email addresses in the chat. Crystal's a top-notch bookkeeper, and Francis is a CPA and attorney. They've been very helpful to some of my clients in the past. So this way, if anybody attending would like to reach out to them, I'd like them to be able to have that available.
See, networking.
Yeah.
Networking at its finest, guys. That is all the questions that I see. So I want to thank both Andrew and Erica for your time and all the great information. Thank all the attendees for taking their time out on their Friday morning, and wishing everyone a safe and I guess kind of hot, kind of cold weekend. The weather got a low fall coming in, but everyone have a great one. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I hope I see you later. Bye-bye.